What's going on, everyone? So, one of the Lakers' biggest priorities is point of attack defense. They really want to kind of get somebody that can defend opposing guards, defend out on the perimeter, ideally 1 through 3. And one of those options that could be available is Gary Payton II. He is expected to lead the Golden State Warriors. The Lakers have kind of been rumored to have some interest in him. Doesn't really seem to be towards the top of the totem pole as far as like guys that they want to get, like compared to like a DeAnthony Melton, maybe a Joshua Okogie. I would actually prefer a Joshua Okogie over a Gary Payton II, but I'd love Gary Payton II. However, Gary Payton has now officially switched managers, and he switched to Bill Duffy, right? Which just so happens to be Luka Doncic's manager. And we've seen Bill Duffy is starting to really kind of move all his clients over to the Lakers, which, look, we've seen it with Clutch everywhere LeBron has been, right? That top guy, his agent, starts funneling all his players to wherever LeBron is at. Well, in this case, it's the Lakers with Luka, and one of the biggest markets, and it's like, hey, I can funnel my guys to this team, right? Luka's going to make them look good, right? So even from an agent perspective, it's like I can get the best of both worlds, be in a big market, help you out, off court deals and brand deals and all kinds of stuff that you get by being in LA and whatnot, right? You can see kind of the allure for an agent like Duffy. And Luka, Ayton, all these guys starting to kind of mosey on over to the Los Angeles Lakers. Well, now, of course, the speculation is already starting to kick in of like, oh, lock it in, Gary Payton II is a Los Angeles Laker. And look, that very well could be the case. Look, if we're being honest, Lakers could use a Gary Payton II. His dad was a Laker, right? Why not make him a Laker? He is 32 years old. He'll be 33 in December, so basically 2 months into the season, which, isn't that old. He's fine. Yeah, Lakers are probably not giving him a long-term deal. It's probably a 2-year deal with like a player option or something like that. And he's a guy that can come in. Offensively is an issue, right? That's his big issue, is just offensively he's not great. But he is a guy that does the dirty work, knows his role, makes the hustle plays, excellent off-ball mover, slasher, and cutter, which would be great alongside Luka, right? Guy that can just kind of move without the basketball. He's a guy that is the type of player that the Lakers need, right? Gritty, scrappy, hard-nosed, right? He's going to get after it, going to help rebound, going to dive for loose balls. He's going to make the winning plays. He's going to do the things that are going to impact the game in a positive manner that's going to put the Lakers in a better position when he's on the basketball court. He knows how he needs to play. He's going to be slotted alongside Luka, LeBron, right? He was a Laker before and many moons ago, right? And now the potential of bringing him back in makes a lot of sense. Again, he gives you that kind of point of attack, 3-and-D style guard that they're looking for. Now, he is undersized, not like a 6'5", 6'6" guy. So he's a guy that you're putting on really 1s and 2s, guy that you're putting on primarily probably mostly 1s, but that's what the Lakers need. And it does help that you have a 6'7" point guard, right, in Luka Doncic. So it's not like you have two like undersized guards. Gary Payton II, he can hold his own. Not looking for him to come in and be a starter or anything like that. Just a quality rotation piece that makes winning plays, that knows what it takes, that has been part of winning organizations and has the title and all that, right? He's a guy that I do and would love to get, especially on a vet minimum. Like, you're not giving him the biannual or anything like that. But if he's willing to come in on a 2-year kind of vet minimum deal, kind of preserve that cap space, not against it at all. Now, again, I would prefer like a DeAnthony Melton, a Joshua Okogie, prefer somebody, even Amir Coffey, just because of Amir Coffey's size. At least he's like a legit 6'7". But again, you could also make the argument of like a I scratch your back, you scratch mine type thing, right? Like, he's a guy that you need. He just got a new client, or new agent, right? His agent, Duffy, just got a new client. And it's like, sign him for us, right? Keep that relationship, that well turning. Right? Luka needs to sign a new contract. All of a sudden, Duffy's like, hey, this is what we're doing, right? Again, it's why teams were willing to do and help Rich Paul and whatever he needed. And hey, because again, it's like, get my guy, take care of my guy, right? You need him, not gonna pay him, well over asking or anything like that. Like, you scratch my back, I scratch yours. Got him, spread him on the Lakers, put Luka guys around him, boom, let's make it happen, right? that kind of thing. And I think it's something that makes sense, right? From a basketball standpoint to even just like hey, you want to keep that relationship with Duffy. That's also if Gary Payton wants to go there. There's other teams that are interested in him. We'll see. Time will tell. But I wouldn't be surprised if Gary Payton Gary Payton II ends up being a Laker, and we get that news sooner rather than later, especially after this. It's just one of those things that at least makes you question. Right? I don't think it's a lock that he's going to the Lakers, but it is one of those things that like, hey, it's interesting. It's an interesting point of topic. It's an interesting point of conversation that I do think is worth and warranted having said conversation. Right? So you kind of talk about it. Okay, let's see. But at the end of the day, like, what does Gary Payton II, what does he bring? What does it provide a team like the Lakers? Well, last year with the Golden State Warriors, he played in 62 games. Started in 11 of them, 15 minutes per game. So, he is that guy that is a role guy coming off the bench. He's basically a 15-minute-a-game guy for his entire career. So he's a guy that understands, hey, this is what I'm playing spot minutes, giving 110% in that time, effort, energy, motor, all of that. You can count on that with Gary Payton. But 15 minutes per game, he shot on 4.8 attempts. So just under 5 attempts, 57.4% from the field. 3-point range on 1.5 attempts, shot 32.6%. He is a career 34% three-point shooter. He did have, not last year, but the previous year, shot 36.4% on 1.3 attempts. And then the previous year in Golden State, in 2022-2023, actually shot 44% on 1.3 attempts. And then in Portland actually shot 52.9%. That was before he got sent back to Golden State. He was shooting just under 53% on 1.1 attempts. It's a guy that's a career 1.5. He doesn't get many threes. He doesn't take many threes. There's something else you got to keep in mind though too, because JJ, the style of offense, he wants more threes. He wants guys to take threes, right? So is Gary Payton II, is he gonna get more threes? And if so, like, he's probably not the guy you really want taking him. The most 3-point attempts he's ever taken in his career was 1.7. And that was the Golden State year before he went to Portland for that little stint, that little hiatus. So just something to keep in mind. But 2-point range, 3.3 attempts was 69%. He's a career 67%. Excellent finisher around the rim. He's just really good. Moving without the basketball, being a cutter, gets rebounds, go back up, do all those things. So again, a guy that can be impactful. 71.1% from the free throw line on 0.6 attempts, 3 rebounds, 1.5 assists, a steal, half a block, and 6.5 points per game. So again, a guy that can come in, play a role, give you production on the basketball court. I don't hate it. I like it. If you can sign him, sure. Again, not my favorite, not like a top priority, but wouldn't hate it. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me out. So enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.